How you doing? My name is Thunder, and welcome to another episode of the Need for Speed Most Wanted car build. With only 2 cars left to go, it's time to get the second last one out of the way, and I've chosen it to be, of course, the Chevrolet Corvette C6. Now, earlier on in the series, I did the Corvette C6R, which was the only kind of the bonus cars I could use for the sake that performance-wise, it would pretty much be up there with the rest of them. The other ones would just not have the performance capabilities because they just don't have the parts to get to said areas. But of course, the Corvette C6 here is a regular car and thus has no problem getting to ultimate parts and whatnot. And if we look at the stats, it's got a lot of promise, but can it at least get a time close to its racing brethren? To find that question out, we're going to be taking the Corvette through 6 laps of the Petersburg test track to try to get as fast of a lap time as we possibly can. The current leader is the Porsche Carrera GT with a 57.45 seconds. Remember that our original template car was the BMW M3 GTR, which now sits at 5th place with a 58.33 car. The Carrera GT alongside the Lotus Elise, the Porsche Cayman S, and the Ford GT have all beaten the M3. So it's interesting to see that in this entire series we've only had 4 cars crack above the Beamer. But will the Corvette manage to join them? Well, maybe if I get really lucky with this, because but there is that bit of potential, because this car is doing actually quite well. It's got quite an awful bit of power here, and it's handling quite well. They really seem to give a lot of favors to most of the American cars in this game, with the exception being, of course, the American and Australian hybrids of the Pontiac GTO and Vauxhall Monaro VXR, which sit at the bottom, literally bottom. But the Corvette here is showing that it could be more than capable of perhaps getting around the time that its racing companion did, which is a good thing. Because it'll be interesting to see if it can even beat it per se, or if it'll at least get really close. But right now, considering how I'm doing, that could potentially happen. But of course, the only way to find out is, of course, to drive this car around and see if that actually does come true. Whereas right now, I'm just trying to keep this car going as fast as I possibly can. It seems to be working out quite well, so that's the good thing. Excuse me. And this time is probably going to be very good, because I've just been acing it. Let's see where we've got 58.49. Wow, I think that's actually better than the C6R. It would probably have to be, because at this point I've gotten so used to the track that now I'm getting down these really sweet times. I mean, of course, most people who do these series, when you start off, you kind of are getting used to it at first, but then the more you do it, the more you kind of expect what the cars will do and exactly what they'll be capable of doing. I mean, if I were to test this, I mean, maybe it would have been best if I were to test this track out multiple times prior to doing the series, but I guess that's also the fun of it, is it can also be surprising to me on just how well I tend to do, and that's personally what I think makes it all the more interesting. And there's that toll booth that's currently missing. Just has all the signs there. But why does it keep doing that? I probably have asked that before, and of course I'll never know the answer to it. Of course, why? It probably just fails to load correctly is the likely case. It could have gotten a little closer in, but yeah, 58.93. Not quite the time that we managed earlier, but still, you know, the fact that we got this Corvette down there just shows that the Corvette is also a very strong car in this game. The Viper couldn't even get down to this time. The Corvette is definitely, out of the historic rivalry between the Corvette and the Viper, in this game, your best bet is the Corvette. Of course, we're just going to have to keep continuing on with what we can manage here to see if there's actually any way we can improve on that 58.4 second lap time. I hope we do, though. That would be quite nice. Of course, they're not still missing and all that kind of jazz, and that probably won't actually load again. Ugh. Kind of screwed up that corner. Not fun. Not fun. Not fun at all. But anyways, yeah, 1 minute point 96. Still a good time, even despite that little hiccup. But you know, you just kind of have to expect with things like hitting. You see, for some reason, I always just been calling them things. I don't remember what those objects I'm running into are called. I know they're used for picking up, like, I guess, like wasted, like, tires or water, all that kind of stuff. I don't quite necessarily know for sure, but I don't know. I just don't know why I can't think of the name for them. Oh God, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I guess that's the thing. But you know, it has its swings and roundabouts. Could have been closer. Yeah, may look like I may not be able to beat my time because I just did so well, I guess. Alright, 58.75 though. That was still a very good time, even with a bit of that. Okay, that was a little closer to the wall there than I would be comfortable with, but okay. Everything is still going alright so far. Yeah, that was pretty well through there, so no major complaints. Just keeping the speed going which is the speed. You gotta keep the speed going. It's the most important thing, you know. Speed. Anyways, 317. That's the top managed there. Okay, there we go. That was better. That was definitely better through that corner. This could be potentially beating my 58.4. It'd be very interesting to see if it does. But we will see. That was a little wide, but that's okay. We're still going through there quite quick. What did we do? Did we beat the time? No, we did not. It was only a 58.90. Damn. A bit of disappointment is looming on me for that, but still a 58.49 in a Corvette is a damn good time. I'm very happy with that. So of course, with that, of course, the 58.49 time set by the Corvette ends up putting the car right into 8th place. It is literally 1/10 behind the Volkswagen Golf and 8/10 behind the Fiat Punto, but it does beat out it actually manages to beat out its racing brethren, the C6R, as well as the Porsche 911 Carrera S and Mazda RX-7. So that means we now only have one car left to go, and if you've been keeping track, you already know what the car is. If you have any comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comment box below. And of course, as always, thank you for watching, and take care.